Your iconic song, "That's What Friends Are For," was released back in 1985. So we're coming on a big anniversary here. That song, of course, it was you, Miss Gladys Knight, Mr. Stevie Wonder, Mr. Elton John, but it was a lot of advocacy around HIV and AIDS. And now we're seeing some pullback from that. The current administration has quietly purged the Presidential HIV Advisory Council. What do you think about some of the pullback that we're seeing? Because you fought with Reagan to get funding, but now in this current administration, they're pulling back. What are your thoughts on that?
It's absolutely stupid. The entire government today seems to be completely stupid. Nobody's thinking about others. Nobody's worried about what's happening within not only our world, but other parts of the world that they depend on us for. Um, I don't know what to say about this administration. I really don't. There's really nothing to be able to be said.
Hmm. Yeah, you had an amazing documentary that was on Max, which I really really loved. And you've seen segregation up close. Although you're from New Jersey, you traveled throughout the South. There are
Hmm.
people who feel like we're going backwards. Do you agree with that, or is it that's just too far?
No, I would totally agree. I think we're
Mm.
basically heading into the 60s again, when all this madness was going on within our country as well as the world. Um, I guess it's going to take what happened in the 60s to bring us back to where we're supposed to be.
I want to play a clip. This clip has went viral. It popped back up last year.
Hmm.
This is back in 2001, and this is you and the late great Diane Carroll. And I want to talk about this for a second. Listen to this back in 2001 in Chicago.
Hmm.
We shared some of the same challenges in
Oh, yeah.
breaking the color barrier those days. Were you ever accused of something that I've heard many
Oh,
times,
yeah.
copping out
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and not being
Yeah,
black enough?
Yeah.
I love the enough part. I don't know what I...
Definitely,
Yeah.
and I usually say, well, I look in the mirror every day and I know what I see.
That's black.
You know.
Miss Warwick, that is really interesting because that happened to a lot of artists back then. It happened to Michael Jackson. It happened to Whitney Houston. It happened to Diana Ross. Do you feel like we've moved past that? Artists not being or being accused of not being black enough. Do you think we've grown past that?
Musically, yes, absolutely.
Mm,
And
mm,
with all the artists now that are doing their thing, which is wonderful, and I do applaud each and every one of them. Color now does not matter, within our music industry. I feel that we've outgrown that madness and are now kind of making statements of our own, letting people know that we're just as human as anybody else. And we're giving you something that apparently you enjoy because you are keeping us aboard. Therefore, my color does not matter to you. You sit in those seats every night in my concerts, and it's an array of colors. So I just feel that, me being not black enough is a thing in the past.
absolutely. So I have to ask you a fun question. When I interviewed you in 2019,
Mm.
I asked you about, I love Miss Patti LaBelle. I'm from Philly. And you were talking about in a fun way how when y'all would tour back in the day. And in Don't Block the Blessings, Patty was like kind of funny jokingly saying that y'all would have moments because she was singing so loud and so over the top. Is that true? I was curious your perspective on that.
That's Patty. Patty was just being Patty. And there were moments that Gladys was the soft one. Come on, Dionne, come on. No, she's saying too loud. She's singing the wrong damn notes. So,
Said,
you know.
well, I told her she was too loud and singing the wrong note, and it was super
She
super
was.
funny. But but I wanted to ask you because people on social media said no, she didn't mean she was singing out of tune or off key. That she was just singing a different note than what y'all were supposed to sing. So what did you mean by that?
We were supposed to be doing three-part harmony, and Miss Patty has a habit of doing what she wants to do as opposed to what is supposed to be done. So I just let her know, you ain't singing your note, girlfriend. We need that note, so please sing it.
Oh, she was improv it, going all over the place.
Exactly. Oh, she
Yes,
always
yes, yes.
does.
Oh yes, oh yes, absolutely. Uh, and also being from Philly, I want to ask you this as well. I'm a huge Phyllis Hyman fan, and I wanted to know if you ever met Phyllis Hyman or had any memories of her.
Yes, I did. What a voice, what a gal. She was such a wonderful young lady. She really, really was. I miss her a lot. I don't think there's a voice that compares to what she had. I still listen to her. And as I said,
Mm,
I listen to my peers when I
mm,
play my music at home. And I think
mm,
it's something that our youngsters should be exposed to. They need to go back in time and really listen
mhm,
to what was being said because we are messengers. And the messages that we send to people through their ears have got to be now curtailed. I think
mhm,
if we take the time, that you might learn something. you know,
mm.
it's something that everybody can learn as we grow. I think our music was the best of music. We could get you messages of love and happiness and excitement, joy, inspiration, all the things that I think music should bring to people.
Did you have a one-on-one interaction with Miss Phyllis Hyman, like a memory about her?
Oh my God. Yeah, Phyllis was a prankster too. She loved doing silly things. And she would walk up behind you and say, boo. Or throw her hands around your eyes and say, guess who? Kind of things. No, she was a wonderful gal, a wonderful
Wow.
friend.
This is Pride Month, and you are really beloved in the LGBT community. I mean, you're beloved by everybody, but because of your work with around HIV activism, and you were doing that before it was popular. It's really important to say before it really were ahead of the time. What do you think about the love that you get from the LGBT community, and when did you know you had that support?
Well, first of all, I think it's wonderful that they have thought of me as someone who is totally on their side. Um, Being loved by a multitude of people, inclusive of that particular group of people, is a wonderful joy. It's what we work for. It's things that we look forward to seeing you sit in my audience and applaud me and sing with me and be around me. Um, I have nothing but gratitude towards them for embracing me the way they have.
Yeah, and so many of the great divas, yourself, Miss Shaka, Miss Patti, Miss Gladys, you all get a lot of love from the LGBT community. That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. So once again, Dionne Warwick, Don't Make Me Over, one night only at the legendary Apollo Theater on June 27th. Get your tickets. Hopefully they're not already sold out, so you go and run and get your tickets immediately. It is going to be an iconic, incredible event for the legendary Miss Dionne Warwick.